Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Here we are back again. Hit that thumbs up as you're tuning in, and of course, if you are a new viewer, consider subscribing to our beautiful channel. So today we're going to be talking about how you can take it slow on a red day, right? On a slow day, right? So we're going to talk about signs that the day is slow, signs that if you are red, how to, slow down and not go too much into the red. Guys, we had a couple of stocks today, uh, NEXT, SOFO, WORX, and a few others that, moved today. But, all in all, the opportunities were nothing spectacular. And so, pre-market, we started, and this is our first sign. Pre-market, the action is very slow, nothing really moving well and showing and setting the tone for the day. Even when I show up for, the open and there's been a strong stock pre-market, I always say, I wish we can see a move like this into the open, but it's not to say that it's a bad thing, because when we get a stock that's super strong, there's a lot of greed, there's a lot of FOMO in the market, right? There's a lot of aggression. The bulls are out and stunting, and so, we can capitalize off of this, right? If we're disciplined and that type of, mindset is carried over into the open, even if we start off with some consolidation or sell off, we can sometimes see a huge surge, and that's where we can get aggressive, capitalize on our patterns and take advantage. Now, with stock SOFO, into the open, I'm watching at this one, and the first two candles are all right. Nothing spectacular once again, but they're all right, right? We're pushing up. We got a high of 73, it pulls back a little bit, 67, and then it rips up. Not bad at all. It's having some trouble mid 70s. I tell myself, hey, I've given it 2 attempts below 76 area to see if it can break through 80. Didn't. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna let it go over 80. If it can hold above 80, that's where I'll get aggressive. This thing rips to 80, gets through the level, and it was holding there for a few seconds. I could have gotten long 81 and looked for the push to the upside. I didn't. It got up to 90, so I did miss out 10 cents of opportunity there, unfortunately. And then it starts to pull back right here. And I am like, yes, from 90, we dropped down to 80. We had issues at 76. I'm long at 82. It pulls back lower. I added 76, thinking we would hold that area and it would surge back up. That was not the case. I'm long, so an average of about 80. It flushes down to 72. I stop out at the bottom, losing about 7-8 cents, down 500, just like that, to start the day. So SOFO, unfortunately, and from that point, I told myself, hey, let's take it easy. This might not be the stock of the day. A lot of the times when we're pushing up, we're holding up relatively well over resistance. If resistance is at 76 right here, can we hold up above this level when we do make this new high and then pull back, right? We want to hold right here and then crawl back up. Instead, it pulls back to the lows. I get chopped out. So this is my first sign. And so getting back to the topic, how do we manage risk on these slower days and on the red days? We want to understand what we're seeing and, ease off. I've only traded 29,000 shares. On a normal stock that's strong, we'll trade about 200,000 shares, and, buying between buy and sell, 400,000 shares. Right here between buy and sell, we only have what, 60,000. So, easing off, understanding, hey, this is not it. This is not what I usually look for. This is not, the resemblance of what a hot day looks like, because ultimately that's what gives us confidence on the better days to go big sizes. The familiarity, right? Familiarity, as I'm butchering it, how I'm saying that, understanding I saw this same type of thing before and we're following through. So, quick tip right there, slow it down, right? There's no need to fight against the ocean here. The market is this vast ocean. There's no need to fight it. Let's take the proper routes. Let's navigate. So that happened. And then, luckily WORX popped up. And, because it's so cheap initially, I'm not really paying attention to it. But, right here, as it's halted up, it hits the scans, it starts to get called out. And I'm like, man, this thing is not looking bad. So break of 60 on the resumption. It resumes a little higher, 65. It dips and rips, but unfortunately on the resumption I don't get to do super well. The level 2 is a little choppy, so I'm in out, scratch trades. But after we got up here and we started holding up on the pullback and continued, we made some money. And we made about 700 at at our highs. And then I want to show you guys this issue that I had with Thinkorswim. So we are going to check some archive today. Man, this was brutal, man. This was brutal. So I want you guys to watch this sequence here. I got a little aggressive. I'm like, you know what? We got to start pushing some size. And so we got up to 5,000 shares. So here I am in 5,080. I'm going to add, and I'm watching to see if we can hold this area here. Right? The stock is pulling back a bit. I think we've bottomed out, but I'm not quite sure if it might want to go lower. So I'm, throwing some size out, in, out, kind of just feeling it out right here. So I sell 5,000. I'm like, okay, are we really holding? There's still some selling coming through. I'm going to buy back. I see that big seller pop up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out. And right there in this, so I'll let it play here. I'll let it play. Right. There's a big seller that comes, and I'm going to try and sell with the flattened hotkey. Even if we look closely, the order goes, it gets rejected. And then I realize, and I believe, and we can check, the time of day is at 10:10, so we'll go check and see how I got out. But we'll let it play again. I tried to flatten, and it just rejected the order, which it's never happened to me before. Flatten hotkey on Thinkorswim was like, hey, panic out of the trade, get me all out in a market order. This stock is highly liquid. So here we are, 10,000. I'm going to flatten right there. Nothing happens. I thought I was out. So, I lose like 250. I thought I lost more. It seems like I lost like 250 because I was up about 560. Yeah, we lost about 250, right? We lost about 250. I thought it was about a $400 loss. It seems like I, had some scratch trades. But yeah, this is quite disappointing. And I'm gonna pause it here and show you guys if you've missed it. So here we are, we're in. There's a sell of 5,000, okay. We sold half, 5,000. We buy back another 5,000, and right here. So we got filled, and I want to say, I don't know if this is what's causing it. If I buy and then I try to sell too soon, if that's what the issue is. But if that's the issue, this is nonsense because so many of our trades are in out in out. Like I could buy 3 times and sell 3 times almost within the same second. So I don't know if this is something to do with that or not. Maybe I can try and investigate on with one share. I don't know, but this is the order here, and look at how much I'm down in the trade. Okay, let's say I don't get out at $8 loss, but anyhow, I'm trying to sell. Here's time. This is time right here that I should have been already getting filled. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I don't realize that I'm still in until now, and now we're 2 cents lower on the bid, and so let's go check and see if I sold 5,000 at 10:10. This is something for us to be careful of, man, because expensive stock that's flying up and down $1 a share. This is gonna be brutal, 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 brutal. So it looks like we were in. Okay, so we bought back the last time, and then we had to sell 5,000. And what does it say about this order? Rejected. Well, no, this is 3,500. 100%. Triggered. This doesn't match up with the oh, okay. What am I doing? Looking at the wrong time. I think it should have been this one here. What? Okay, oh my God. This is a large order relative to the average volume of this stock. Oh my gosh, man. Hey. Is this a thing? let's go back to that candlestick. I was looking at the wrong time initially, but okay. At 10:10, bro, there's 1.8, 1,184,000 shares of volume, and they're telling me that I'm pushing too much shares. This is an outrage. This is truly an outrage. So what I have to do now is figure out that threshold. There has to be some sort of math behind it. You know, you probably can't trade more than like 10% of the volume or something. I don't know. Yeah, we had higher volume earlier, you know, 2.7, 2.2, 1.7. The halted candles are not going to have as much because, you know, it was halted. The candle didn't go through its full duration. Something to know, at least for, you know, you guys can learn from my mistake here. At least you know to be careful with this. So the flatten hotkey could be trouble. But then, you know, the flatten, okay, we're selling the entire position. They might want us to come out in smaller increments, but you know, again, what is the threshold? You know, if I'm in 3,000 shares on something and the volume is a little lighter, you know, am I going to get the same error? So, not good. But yeah, moving on. So, you know, it pushes up. We unfortunately get robbed 250. And then from there, we ended up going back flat, unfortunately. You know, we went to almost to zero, I think, on the stock. I believe we went to like zero. So we took that loss, 134, 121. Yeah, $6. Just unbelievable. I think we got caught trying to be a little aggressive, but yeah, unbelievable, man. Just terrible. This is terrible. From, you know, not so long ago, $600, 647. And then I'm pretty sure we're up about 700 at least unrealized or something. Well, you know, at least six, you know, so 645, right? So we take some losses here and then back to zero. This should never happen. But, you know, it's part of the deal. Part of the deal. So, you know, we went from $6 to then back to, you know, 370, even over 400 a little bit, and then finished at 275. There's no way we should have finished with less than 700 in profits. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you get caught. What are you gonna do? Just disappointing to see. Disappointing to see. Disappointing. But yeah, you know, it pulled back, curled back up, dipped down, curled back up. And so, you know, the main thing again, you know, not pushing it too much if it's too slow. Now, you know, I'm using bigger size on this stock because, you know, it's part of what trading is um in terms of where I am mentally and, you know, what I'm trying to accomplish. This was just normal size for me, right? A 89-cent stock. If I'm using 10,000 shares on a $10 stock, then, you know, I'm getting super aggressive, right? But, you know, an 80-cent stock, you know, what are we using, an 8,000 share position, right? Which is common in terms of dollar amount. It's pretty common for us. So it's a matter of just being accurate. You know, can we be in low? Like we caught this pullback nicely and sold into the highs, I believe, about 7,000 shares. But we didn't hold the entire thing. We sold half for about 3 cents, and then we sold the other half for about 5 cents. So it's not the full 7,000, you know, and it wasn't even quite 10 cents. We went from 73 to a high of 80. Well, no, okay, not bad. To a high of 86. But, you know, you also have to account to, are you getting it exactly at the bottom? Are you getting out at exactly at the top? You know, stuff like that. This other one, we went from 74 to a high of 81. This was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, this one wasn't as big as the first. And from there, you know, we attempted breakouts over 86. It just wouldn't go. And it was done. It was already finished. So this offered two, maybe a few more opportunities, you could say, but two proper opportunities. And then other than that, trying to buy anything else was a waste of time. I think I even tried right here, you know, in, holding, sold a little bit. It came down, I'm out flat, not much. So, you know, on a slow day, it's all about taking it easy, reducing size. Even if you have to see some winning trades and then size back up, that's what you want to do, because ultimately, going crazy and not getting to capitalize, you're putting out a lot of risk, and if you get caught, that could be a pretty big red day. So take it easy, take it slow. Tomorrow will always be another day, and you can live to fight. In other news, EDTX. EDTX, I started watching it here, and the reason why I didn't do well is that I didn't get a good fill. I didn't. I tried to get a fill somewhere. I think it was at the bottom of one of these. I think it was right here. And this thing did not fill me, man. And I just felt like I missed the move. So it went without me. It pulled back right here. I got caught on this 1 minute pullback. So I was green. I still bought the high for the breakout right here. Didn't hold it long enough though. But then I bought this dip. I'm like, okay, we need a 5 minute pullback. Highly considered buying this low. In fact, I might have even tried. Was this low 28.12 at 12.27? Did I try 12.27? 12.27. Let's see. What are these canceled? Working. Yeah, it would have showed. I think it should have showed here. Let's see. Canceled, triggered. Is it this one? 12.23. No, this is a little too early. This might have been the first one. So I might have just left this one and let it go. But after that, I'm like, you know what? That's it. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let it go. And by the way, we can pull up the show trades. Sometimes I forget I can do this. Show trades. Well, it's not showing jack. Come on. Okay, there we go. Low 28. Okay, so low right here was 30. So we bought. Okay, yeah, we let it go. We let it go. That's what happened. We let it go. Right here, we're in at 91. And I also think I got robbed right here. I sold and the bids were at 29.50. I got to fill 29.20. The bids were at 29.50 with a ton of buyers. Sometimes I don't even know what to say, man. Anyhow, yeah, we tried this 1 minute pullback. It wasn't holding. It came down lower. I thought about the 5 minute setup, but I'm like, you know what? We'll leave it alone. And I think that was right here. Yeah, right here in this range. So this could have worked out nice. Low of 28.12. It curls back up to a high of 31. This is pretty good. It never comes back below 28.12. And so this is where we ended up. If I caught this trade here and sold up higher, I probably would have continued watching at it. And if I had bought back somewhere here, I could have been in position to hold. And when I see these winning trades, I'll get aggressive. Maybe go up to like 300 and then maybe even 5. But the volume was light. Like, notice the volume here. So imagine trying to buy, and this is, going back to the last stock. If I try to buy 1,500 shares and then I hit flatten, which is a market order, will they reject my order and tell me, hey, there's not enough volume for the size you're selling? That's scary. And it's the reason why we're trading stocks that have volume anyways. Before I even touch a stock, pre-market, that stock is already pushing crazy volume. So to tell me that there's no volume to fill my order, here's the thing, even if my order is out, but slowly filling, let's say 1,000, 2,500, because that stock is so cheap. People are buying 1K, 500, 300. Even if it's going like that, 300 out of 10,000 filled, another 600, another 200. Okay, somebody bought 2,000 or something, whatever it might be as it goes down. I rather that than they just reject the order and say there's nothing we can do for you, because that's nonsense. The stock is obviously pushing 1 million shares in the candle. So I'll have to call in and we'll see what they say. But yeah, that'll do it for this recap. Stay safe, stay green, slow it down on the red days. That's the main thing. Keep it tight. You can always come back tomorrow. You can always come back later in the day, whatever it might mean in terms of the opportunity, right? Wherever the opportunity is, that's where you want to be. So if the opportunity is a power hour, you have to wait till 3 p.m., then wait. If you have to wait till tomorrow, then wait. So slow it down, guys. Slow it down. And if you are, deep red, you can size down, see some winning trades, then size back up and try to get back at it. So it's been Relentless Trader, 20-minute recap. We kind of rambled on here a little too long. Stay safe, stay green, bright and early again at 9:15 a.m. tomorrow morning.